Russell Wilson, also a rich man.
He's on a golf trip.
Good friend, yeah. Russell Wilson is going to the Steelers. We found out at midnight last night. He's there with Arthur Smith, new Steelers OC. I know you guys think this is a really good pairing. Here's one reason why. 3 seasons as a head coach, Smith's Falcons use play action at the second highest rate in the league. And last year, Russ, so much better. When the Broncos used play action at QBR is 40 points higher, threw 11 touchdowns to just 1 interception. Adam, how did all of this come together? Obviously, he visited the Giants and then visited the Steelers.
I think the key is that the Denver Broncos granted him permission last week to begin his free agent tour before free agency actually began. So he talks with the New York Giants. He goes to visit the Pittsburgh Steelers, spends about 6 hours meeting with Mike Tomlin, the new offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. And if we go back and look at Russell Wilson in the past, he's played Mike Tomlin twice before. In those 2 games, he's 2-0 against Mike Tomlin, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. So I guarantee you that's the memory that Mike Tomlin has of Russell Wilson, in addition to the 9 Pro Bowl appearances during the course of his NFL career. They were talking to Russell, and when the Denver Broncos have a $37.8 million bill to pay off from Russell Wilson, and it cost the Steelers only $1.2 million, there's almost no exposure, no risk for the Pittsburgh Steelers to sign Russell Wilson to a 1-year deal, which is exactly what happens. And he comes in now as the favorite to become the starting quarterback.
Yeah, so how do we see that situation with Kenny Pickett, who obviously was a first-round pick in 2022?
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson's the favorite to be the starting quarterback. I'd be, candidly shocked if he's not the starting quarterback. I thought Russell Wilson played good football last year, and I think if you look at what Russell Wilson did last year for the Denver Broncos, it was in a situation where the offensive line did not play well. He was learning, obviously, Sean Payton's new system, and he went through stretches where he lost some players. Greg Dulcich got hurt. Courtland Sutton went through up and downs. Jerry Jeudy. And so the talent wasn't necessarily consistent around him. If they're going to live in the play-action world under Arthur Smith, who wants to run the football with Najee Harris as that Derrick Henry role and Jalen Warren, then you're talking about a guy that now Russell Wilson has, he has George Pickens on the outside, and we'll see if Deontay Johnson stays there, but he's there. And then Pat Freiermuth to work the middle of the field. And in many ways, we often hear, is it a fit? It's perfect when it comes to the marriage of who the player is and what the offense schematically wants to be with the people around them. And if he plays the way he did last year, I think, Pittsburgh can contend in that division, given how good their defense is and how great of a coach Mike Tomlin is.
Look, I think this is a win-win for both players when we're talking about the quarterbacks. I think it's a win for Russ because of what Arthur is going to want to do schematically. I haven't met a quarterback yet who says, I don't like play action. Every quarterback loves play action, especially well thought out, well schemed up, well timed play action. I think with Russ, the key for him is, look, I'll push back a little bit on you, Dan, and say this. I thought Denver's offensive line, from a pass protection standpoint, played winning football last year. Russ wasn't always on time last year, and it wasn't always because there weren't people open.
Right.
For some time, I don't know if it's a vision thing, if it's a constant wanting to play within the structure thing, and that's not to take anything away from him because he played some good football. I think he will benefit from this offense from the way Arthur wants to put it in. I also think Kenny Pickett will benefit from this offense from the way Arthur wants to put it in. And what will be emphasized, they know, just like we know about many quarterbacks, they haven't done right by Kenny. It was a situation that was doomed to fail. He needs to be better. There's no question. But the kid is still talented. There's a reason why he was up there in New York at the Heisman Trophy ceremony, because he broke all of Dan Marino's passing records. And he didn't just do it on rocket screens and little short passes. He's a good quarterback. The best man will win this job. Will Russ come in as the favorite? Of course he will. That's his pedigree. But I think this is a win-win for both of these guys, and I hope they both take advantage of it.
So you
and
see it as a potential bridge situation, right, to Kenny Pickett learn?
Or win it outright. Look, I don't think Russ can go into this situation thinking that anything is guaranteed. He must earn it on the field. That's how Mike runs his program. Sure. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, and he goes into a very steady organization, a team, and Jeremy Fowler said this was important to him, a team that has some great pieces, a team that doesn't lose. They don't have losing seasons. Mina, how do you like it?
Oh, I mean, given the money, how can you not like? You really can't object to this deal given how little money, as we're hearing backups coming in, making more than Russ. The Baker contract, for example, it's a home run. I think that he is going to be the starter, and it's not just because of his pedigree, the Super Bowl, but because he played better than Pickett did last year. You saw some real improvement last season from the prior year, particularly in terms of his mobility. He lost a little bit of weight. I think that quarterback mobility is going to be very appealing to Arthur Smith, who has done a fantastic job scheming around that in the past, most recently with Marcus Mariota in Atlanta. Russ actually ranked 3rd in success rate in the QB run game last season, which might shock people, but it's true. I do think, however, to Dan's point, there's definitely a lot of synchronicity in this option, but Smith will have to make some adjustments to Russ, which is kind of a theme throughout Russ's career. That play-action passing attack has often been geared towards attacking the middle of the field, not really what Wilson does. He likes to throw deep outside the numbers. And then I'd like to see more play action from the gun, which is something he did really well in Denver last year. I think that's something that Arthur can implement with him.
Yeah.